There is a growing sport in Nigeria, played with a willow and a leather ball. A game played by men and women of all ages. The golden sport of cricket. Although the exact origins of cricket are uncertain, it was first recorded in southeast England in the 16th century and it spread globally with the expansion of the British Empire.
The first cricket game was played in 1904.
The International Cricket Council, which is the international governing body of cricket, was founded as the Imperial Cricket Conference in 1909 by representatives from England, Australia and South Africa.
Cricket have the potential, like every other country, to improve, like Zimbabwe, like Kenya, and Uganda.
It was renamed, however, the International Cricket Conference in 1965 and took up its current name in 1989.
14, facing Truman. That's it, he's on!
The ICC has 104 members, 10 full members that play official test matches, 34 associate members and 60 affiliate members. The ICC is responsible for the organization and the governance of cricket's major international tournaments, notably the Cricket World Cup. It also appoints the umpires and referees that officiate at all sanctioned test matches, a one-day international and 20 internationals. Each nation has a national cricket board which regulates cricket matches played in its country. The cricket board also selects the national squad and organizes home and away tours for the national team. Cricket was introduced into and first played in Nigeria by British colonial administrators in the 19th century. Later on, English missionaries and army personnel added impetus to the spread of the game.
Nigeria actually played the first international cricket game in 1909. And when cricket came into Nigeria, there was no other sport in Nigeria. Cricket simply was the first game played on our soil.
The sport, however, was mainly confined to the educated elite. The first recorded international cricket match involving Nigeria was a friendly game against the Gold Coast, now called Ghana, in 1904, and over a period of time it became an annual fixture. The Nigerian Cricket Association was formed by expatriates in 1932, while the indigenous cricketers recreated their own Nigeria Cricket Association in 1933. Now, both cricket bodies were merged in 1957, and in the year 2006, the name was, however, changed to Nigeria Cricket Federation, NCF. In the mid-1970s, the popularity of cricket had waned dramatically.
A suffering one, the game did not take roots after they left. In other Commonwealth countries, Australia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India, it took roots on the streets and in their schools. When the white people were there, cricket was on. Sport was seen as part of the society. Professional sport was seen as part of life. But immediately they left, there was a near total government neglect.
There were no takers of the sport. There were very few cricket grounds, no proper coaching centres, and no real organised structure in place to help the game and interest to develop.
Development is going on in every state in Nigeria now concerning cricket.
The love that Nigerians have for football had completely overshadowed the growth of cricket.
Soccer purely is an exciting game naturally. Cricket might not be very exciting, but very interesting. But if we start publicizing, then the interest will increase.
And gradually, through the earnest efforts of the Nigerian Cricket Board and a few keen enthusiasts, the country has been sitting up, taking notice of their progress in promoting cricket across the nation.
It is noteworthy to mention that we have embarked on a task to complete a world standard cricket ground with tough wickets, which will be the first in Northwest Africa, because we understand that if you want to play at the highest level, you have to have the facilities to be able to do that.
Now the facilities are improving.
One in the back,
up to the task.
And the coaching structures have become more robust. There is also an upsurge in the popularity of the game.
I can tell you that we have gone further from what we used to know. Then, back in the days, there were only very few schools involved in playing cricket, which is not what is happening today. We have so many schools, so many opportunities for cricket going on right now.
Recently, we just went to Abuja. We went for the Under-17 National Cricket Boys Championship. We won the competition for the third time, and then we are holding the cup.
The president of NCF is streamlining ways alongside the board to promote the sport beyond the shores of Nigeria whilst integrating all stakeholders nationally and locally.
When we came on board, we found there's a lot to be done locally. We're trying to build the game locally first, trying to get awareness created. Right now, we have gotten a lot of platforms. We have the primary school, national primary school competition. We have the national secondary school competition. We have the under-17 girls and boys. We now have the national youth sports. So we have created these platforms. It's now time to talk to the international organizations to see how they can come to aid us to grow this platform and use it to create jobs and create, get youth off the street and get them in a direction that will prepare them for tomorrow.
When you have a good leadership, and things are working, I'm someone who believes in don't change it. Don't change it because your time is up. You now change it, go and bring another one. If they're performing well, don't extend the time for them.
Politics cannot overshadow the popularity, the scope and the content of cricket. Cricket, there has been betting, there have been scandals, but the game goes on. So there's politics. Even amongst us, there's politics. But the fact is that the people that want the game to grow are more than those who are playing the politics.
Yeah, there's always politics in every sport, and I'm sure that is one thing that is limiting the growth of cricket in Nigeria today. When there's so much, when you come and meet a bipolar board, a board that is ready with politics, it is like that. But usually what we do is that you have to remain focused. You have to create your own objective. You have to make sure that the objective is what drives you.
Cricket is now played in over 22 states, in Nigeria in both male and in the female categories. In the last 3 years, Nigeria has embarked on developmental programs, initiating national junior championships in both boys and girls categories.
Right now, the federation is trying. The federation has done what others do not do. You understand? There's primary school, there's under 15, there's under 17, there's national women championship. So what else do we want? We just need improvement and regular playing, regular tournaments. Not just one tournament in a year. You understand?
Organizing sports teachers cricket courses, coaches and umpire courses, media seminars on how to report the game, and introducing cricket to primary schools across the country, which further created an additional platform for the development of youths through grassroots sports, demystifying the perceived elitism of cricket, thereby making the sport more inclusive.
You agree with me that cricket is not popular. And so when we came in, we devised a means of making the game popular among Nigerians. And so the first thing that we did was, one, the game can only be popular if those people that are covering the game also understand the basis of that game. I'm talking about the journalists now. So the first thing that we did was to organize a seminar for the media to understand how the game is being played, how the scoring is being made, and what are some of the phrasing that goes along with the game. Because it's not like football. You need to really understand how the game is being played. You need to really understand what are the nitty-gritty of the game. And so that's what we did. So we brought in journalists from all over the federation in a kind of a 2-day seminar in Abuja, where we taught them about the game, where we taught them about the technicality of the game.
Cricket has also been included in the Nigerian University Games by the Nigerian University Games Association, NUGA. This is good news for fans of the sport at the tertiary education level.
All the states are playing cricket now at all levels. We're talking about the senior level, under 17, under 15, then girls too.
Nigerian Cricket Federation also recently announced that cricket has been voted as one of the 12 official sports to be played during the second edition of the National Youth Games slated for September 2016.
Most recently, cricket was included in the National Youth Sports Games that is coming up in Kwara. And also recently, cricket was also reintroduced into the National Secondary School Sports Curriculum, so which means that we have gotten attention of the government.
Now, with the focus on gender by world bodies and specific focus on women, as stated in the Sustainable Developmental Goal, the all-inclusive criteria mandatorily given to the world body states that women development at all levels is the key to global support, partnership, and synergy. The board of the Nigerian Cricket Federation has been working assiduously to ensure the proper development of women's cricket in Nigeria.
We have run, with the help of the International Cricket Council and the National Cricket Federation, they have run a series of introductory cricket programs around the country to new schools. Last time, for example, in Imo State, we had that program and over 10 schools participated with over 500 and something students. Today, as I speak, we have out of that 10 schools, 6 playing comfortably, and we have new set of breeds in cricketers in Imo now. We went down, starting them from between 10 and 12 years. That's where we have them, and they are doing well.
It is no surprise, therefore, that women's cricket in Nigeria is also on the rise and has achieved international standard as well, with the Nigeria Women National Cricket Team representing the country in international women's cricket.
It's not only in football where you have professionals. You can move our players out. I've seen it in the next 10 years where you see a Nigerian girl playing for Cameroon, Ghana, playing for Sierra Leone, and so on.
Currently, the University of Nsukka recently hosted the 6th edition of the NCF National Women's Championship, with Rivers State emerging as victors.
In the field of play, in our feeding, we really buckle up, we played well, we tried.
Nigeria has also been rising steadily in the game of men's cricket at the world stage.
We're now moving it into the different categories, the under 17, the under 15. All those categories gives us time to build up a good national team on the senior level.
So we have created these platforms. It's now time to talk to the international organizations to see how they can come to aid us to grow this platform and use it to create jobs and create, get youth off the street and get them in a direction that will prepare them for tomorrow.
Since Nigerian cricket stepped out of oblivion in 2002, it has not looked back. Nigeria is now ranked as the 17th best cricket-playing nation in the world, based on International Cricket Federation latest ranking. Of course, the ranking excludes the 10 test nations.
In countries like Bangladesh, in countries like India, countries like South Africa, where their number one sport is cricket, just like we have soccer in Nigeria. The cricket is number one. Other sports to struggle the way cricket is struggling in Nigeria. So it's very difficult comparing ourselves with them because they already have every child wants to play cricket. Everybody wants to play cricket. Any child you see, the parents play cricket, the grandparents play cricket, and they are playing cricket. And they're also planning for their own children to play the game of cricket. So naturally, the interest is very high in those countries.
Indeed, if the Nigerian team had their own playing turf, it could have helped to break barriers when it came to hosting international tournaments, which will open Nigeria to Pan-African interactions and global networks, which will in turn add to the nation's GDP.
We have embarked on a task to complete a world standard cricket ground with tough wickets, which will be the first in Northwest Africa, because we understand that if you want to play at the highest level, you have to have the facilities to be able to do that.
This is the first phase in the construction of what we call a tough wicket. This is the first time it will happen in Nigeria and in the whole of Northwest Africa for a country to possess a tough wicket which is internationally accepted to play this game at the highest level. What this construction means for Nigeria is, for the first time, Nigeria will play on proper surfaces to be able to prepare and practice for international competitions. Secondly, it's going to change the face of cricket in Nigeria because cricket is considered as a non-elite sport. But with this surface, it means Nigeria can host international tournaments. We can bring the world to Nigeria, we can bring the whole Africa to Nigeria and host international tournaments.
One of the major challenges to the development of cricket in Nigeria is that of funding.
Once it's sports, the government doesn't have any business running sports. Sports is being run by the private sector. They're the ones who invest money because sports is money. Sports is business.
Nigeria cricket has 3 sources of income.
All the championships, basically for now, are sponsored by Nigerian Cricket Federation. Most times, we also get sponsorship from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It's not a regular thing. It's all about, it's dependent on availability at any point in time. But basically, 95% of this whole job is done by our locally generated revenue from Nigerian Cricket Federation and at the same time, our international donors, which is our international affiliate organization, ICC.
Funding from the ICC, which is given to support developmental programs in the country, funding from sponsors, both individuals and corporate bodies, and funding from the government. Aside from contributions by the federal government, the state governments can also actively support cricket and sponsor the sport to improve youth development, curb youth restiveness, and create employment within the regions.
This game cannot grow unless the government takes an active financial interest in cricket.
But we thank God that the international body is coming to our aid. Although we are not being able to get as many sponsors as we wish to, but we can still boast our chest that we have at least quality sponsors that have been able to at least assist us one way or the other. One is Dr. Abebe, who has been sponsoring this male and female national championship. On the junior side, we have Montague Cables that is even developing a cricket ground in Abuja for now. Then we have other sponsors that have been committing their funds one way or the other to the development of this sport in Nigeria.
Recently, Kaduna State, one of the biggest and best cricket-loving states in Nigeria, was awash with excitement as the Nigerian Cricket Federation, in collaboration with Kaduna State Cricket Association, organized the first ever primary school cricket championship on July 20th and 21st, 2016. So, where does cricket go from here? Well, in terms of popularity, cricket still faces a battle for oxygen when up against football. With Nigerian footballers representing various clubs and top leagues around the world, it has naturally captured the imagination of the country. Even the highly competitive Lagos League club matches are watched only by a handful of people, some of whom happen to be former national cricketers. The lack of adequate protective cricket gear, proper playing surfaces, and general equipment for young players is an issue plaguing the sport.
In Ondo State recently, we just donated, last year we donated a full kit, and the senior level now, the senior team has been arranged for Ondo State now.
The lack of sponsorship and broadcast deals is another issue that needs to be addressed quickly and hopefully turn around for the better.
Cricket has not been advertised. If you call many people now, go to Illutra, go to the market, ask somebody what is the game he knows. He mentions football, maybe he tries one or two other ones, and that's all.
I believe if government can, at some point, start funding cricket the way they fund soccer, then we will be able to publicize the game more.
Yeah, the issue is basically funding and playing more games.
Yeah, you can call cricket as one of the lesser sports because the publicity, the popularity has not been there. But we are trying our best as a board to make sure that cricket get a wider coverage.
Now, since cricket has become the second most popular sport in Nigeria, that is after football, the enormous potential it carries for advertising needs to be harnessed in rapid fashion. Public-private partnership has helped other sports in the country, and cricket could be the biggest investment because of its capability to expand sports tourism for Nigeria.
So I'm seeing it in the next 10 years where you see a Nigerian girl playing for Cameroon, Ghana, playing for Sierra Leone, and so on.
It is pertinent to look at successful nations playing cricket, which includes Pakistan, India, Australia, England, Sri Lanka, and many more. And also look at ways to find out what these nations did to become so successful and how Nigeria can emulate this. It is essential then to look at the grassroots development programs of an emerging cricket nation like China and somehow apply what lessons can be learned from it to our own cricket grassroots development programs.
Impressed with the training session that we had. Technically they're all very good, bowling wise very accurate, some different actions but they all seem to be able to land it pretty well. Batting wise they look very good, they seem to have had a good base from their coaching, which is great, and I guess the next step is to try to get them up to a level that can compete on the international stage. So just about learning game sense and game situations, so hopefully over the next sort of couple of years we can allow them to learn those sort of situations and be able to compete up where they want to be. So the hardest ball that I find to face is sort of in the middle of that length. So if I face a ball and I'm still on the crease, the International Women's Championship has come in and really seen a growth in the sort of countries that are just starting out in cricket, and China's sort of in that boat, I guess, really starting out, trying to develop a good base, and it's really important that we get people like myself and the ICC into those countries early on to really show them what it's all about and how exciting a game cricket can be. And I've already seen that they're very enthusiastic, love their sport, and it's certainly a big opportunity here in China. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Boys play in front of the Grand Mosque in Old Delhi. In Mumbai, a group of off-duty waiters compete under the gaze of Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And in nearby side streets that Indians call the Gully, cricket full of tamasha takes place. Just a few miles away, the game is played in the more formal settings of the Bombay Gymkhana, and this is where the story of Indian cricket began in the 19th century.
One, backlip, straight, come on, watching the ball. Two, watching the ball is very important, come on, watch the ball, maintain your balance, balance is the key, come on.
Sunil Gavaskar came from Bombay, always the source of serious run-making in India.
Slowly, now do a drive, backlip, one, that's it, come on, 2, 3.
Here, boys still learn the core values of the Bombay school of batting. With the game ever more popular across India, parks were filled to bursting with aspiring cricketers. It was on these Maidans in Bombay that the next star to graduate from this city's celebrated batting academy first hit the headlines.
Now, following the growth of cricket in India and the consistency in drive and expansion, Stakeholders, brands, and the global interest have all channeled funds and support into cricket in India, which has seen the country take a leading stance in the world of cricket.
You had the Cokes and the Pepsis and the Adidas. They were coming with phenomenal advertising budgets. And cricket to them was the obvious arena where to spend. It was seen as something which was pan-Indian. It cut across all strata. It was as popular in the north as in the south, as in the east and the west. And with all this money coming in, cricket was transformed quite dramatically in that period of about 3 or 4 years. The ambitions of India itself grew as a player on the cricket stage.
Nigeria is also taking a leaping step to ensure that the growth of cricket, as seen in countries like China and India, will not only redefine the interest of the game in Africa, especially in Nigeria, as she progressively commits to her ability to lead the emerging North African Cricket Council.
With the present administration that is on now, we are trying to extend cricket development from the grassroots level. We have been doing that now, right now, in the southwestern part of the country. It's only southwest that has developed mostly, apart from the other regions.
We need to establish sports academies. We need to if we can put it together, we can bring out academies, one academy for each sport. The fear you have with parents is that everybody wants his children to be educated. No one wants his children to say it's only sports. But where you have a gifted child and the parents don't want her to stop school, put her in academy so the parents will be rest assured that she's not missing her classes and she's doing the sports.
Collaborations with the Nigerian Cricket Federation will also ensure cricket as a leading sport and Nigeria as an outstanding Pan-African hub for exceptional standards in cricket, a grand status quo among the Cricket Federation worldwide, and a sustained enthusiasm for the game. So for those who do not know, cricket is a unique game where, in addition to the laws, the players must abide by the spirit of the game.
It is a human game, it's a gentlemanly game, it's a game that helps in decision making.
It raises the IQ level. It's a game that you have seconds to take a correct decision. Not only taking a correct decision, applying it.
The standard of sportsmanship has historically been considered so high that the phrase, "it's just not cricket," was coined in the 19th century to describe unfair or dishonest behavior in any walk of life.
The next name of cricket is discipline. That's the next name. They call it a gentleman's game. The umpire's decision is only game that you don't argue with the umpire. The highest you can do is call for the third umpire. They show you repeat that thing and then it's confirmed.
It is fair to say that players of this game end up being better individuals for it. Cricket is more than just a game. As golden sport is indeed a way of life.